just having a good old-fashioned brew. Yes, people, what is going down? Welcome back to another stream. Today we've got a double gig announcement. So I'm announcing not one, but I'm announcing 2 gigs, and I'm looking forward to them. I'm excited for them, and I'm pleased that they've obviously come in. So there's 2 gig announcements. Now, one of them I've been holding off on posting because there was a little bit of an issue with it to start with, and I couldn't share the flyer for that particular reason, and like it just took ages for this issue to be resembled, and I'm still waiting for an update on this issue. But I actually went and edited the flyer myself just so I could put some form of post and some form of announcement up. And essentially, to cut the story short, I got asked to do this gig, which I'm going to tell you about in a moment. And they put me back to back with somebody that on this whole wide world I will never go back to back with this person due to an issue that is just, it's out of my hands, but it's just something I don't want to associate myself with that person, and I just choose not to. I don't, I can't, it's like I can't stop the guy from getting bookings. I'm not out there to ruin the guy's career, but I just don't want to associate with a guy. He runs an event himself, which I won't be a part of or attend, and I won't go back to back with him. And like if we end up being on the same event together, like I'm not like I won't turn down the booking because like I don't see why I should stop bookings for him, but like I just will not physically like do a back to back with him. So I sort of said to the promoter, and he said, "Listen, look, I didn't know this was happening. I'll sort it." And I'm just waiting for like an updated flyer. So I actually cropped his name off of the flyer so it wasn't next to me, and put like a blank line with question marks. So my back to back partner is yet to be confirmed. But anyway, I'm happy to announce that on the 10th of November, I am heading back to Leicester to the Boxed nightclub, and I am playing a 360-degree hardcore party. So if you don't know what like a 360-degree party is, it's essentially it's a party where the decks are like in the middle, and then you've got like a crowd sort of all 360 degrees around the decks, so like literally people can literally stand like around the decks as you're obviously mixing. And they did this with a drum and bass party, and it seemed to do well, so they said they was going to try and do a hardcore party as well. And they booked none other than DJ C and MC Jack to headline the show. So DJ C has been absolutely smashing it over the last couple of years with the Rave Anywhere, and through lockdown he was doing like literally Rave Anywhere, where he would take his decks and he would play hardcore music just literally anywhere. Like he'd just turn up in a field and he'd just like put the decks on and he'd go live. I think he was even decorating a boat at one point, and then I think they've actually just done a van as well. And then they'd like literally do stuff like they just go to like random locations and do like live streams on the decks and stuff, and it was like a really cool thing. And they built like quite a good brand, and it was quite a big page, and it was getting quite a lot of hits at the time. So it'll be good to see the DJC again. It'll be good to see MC Jack again back in action as well. And it'll be a good event. So I'll be playing a hardcore set. Obviously, it will be back to back. So I don't know, like I say, who the B2B partner is going to be. I've started putting a set together already because I'm just going through loads of different things happening at the moment, like loads of busy periods with work and obviously moving and everything. So I just thought, once you've sort of got all that going on, like it'll soon come round to like, oh look, this is actually happening this week, and then you're sort of thinking, what am I gonna play? So I kind of thought, let's get on this sort of sooner than later, and then obviously, it's kind of done. And I'm not saying forget about it, but it's kind of, you've got an idea, and you know what you're going to play, and you're not thinking at the last minute like, what am I going to play. And so I've been putting just playing around with some tunes. Like I say, I can very much sort of like freestyle the set when it comes to the night, because obviously I could play with somebody else who might just play some different style tunes, and then I might have to have a little bit of a think about what I'm gonna play. But I have, like I said, been putting something together, and I've been playing around with some, with quite a lot of classics actually, because that was kind of the vibe I was kind of going for. I wanted to kind of go for that sort of classic UK hardcore set. So sort of Dougal, Gamma, Breeze, Styles. We did a stream last night and we played some, and I was sort of going through some of the tunes there in that stream that I was gonna play on was gonna play on the night. Hopefully, played some absolute corkers. So and I think I did sort of roughly announce the gig on the stream as well. I think I said something at the beginning, but obviously this is just a more in depth. So that'll be really exciting. It'll be really fun, and there's a great little lineup of people that are going to be coming together to play this. I know there's like DJ Slay, there's like Shameless and some other people. So it'll be just be a nice little event that I'm looking forward to doing, and I like coming over to Leicester. I'm looking forward to going back to. If you remember when we went to the Core Vibes. I went to a place called Awesome Chips, and it really was awesome chips. So I'm looking forward to going to like a nice food place and getting something to eat as well. And just looking forward to genuinely ripping up, a nice little vibe, as to obviously whatever will be going on there. And then we move over to the next booking, which takes us all the way over to Grimsby on the 23rd of December. So it's like 2 days before Christmas Day. And it'll probably be like one of my final bookings of the year, unless I get something like for like New Year's Eve or something like that. But cutting the story short, it will probably be like one of my final bookings of the year. And we're going over to Grimsby to play, to MC for an event called Ultimate Bounce. And there's literally so many amazing people getting involved on this. So we've got none other than the bad boy himself, Club Filler, who is going to be headlining the joint. And Club Filler has been absolutely smashing it as of lately, and he's been absolutely killing festivals, doing like shows over in Australia and the USA, and just bringing a real good vibe to hardcore, and proper taking hardcore to the next level. He's kind of doing, I believe he's doing now what Gamma was doing sort of like 10, 12 years ago. Gamma, Dougal and Gamma, they were really hot at the time. He's really sort of bringing that sort of new side of hardcore, where it's kind of like all these kind of like big sort of drops in them, and they sound really wicked. And they've got a little bit of a bouncy vibe to them as well, and they just sound real like uplifting and nice. And he's just doing some really good stuff. It's different to the usual sort of UK happy hardcore that we used to hear like 10 years ago. But at the same time, it doesn't sound like the Technicore tracks and the stuff that's coming out like on the 170 label and stuff, which they're good. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that label. It's one of my favourite hardcore labels at the moment, and they make some absolute belters. But I just feel like Club Filla's really got his distinct sort of unique sound at the moment, and he's really been pushing that over the past couple of years, and it's been sounding great. He's been making some amazing remixes, and I just think, as a scene itself, is really been taking the hardcore to new levels, and he's been absolutely smashing it. But to join Club Filler, we've got Alan Ben, who has been smashing the bounce scene at the moment, and his bookings have been flying in this year. He's been making some absolute tunes. Some of my favourite bounce productions are actually tracks by him. One of them that stands out for me at the moment, it's a bit of an older one, but it's a remix of Mood, and he put it up for a free download, and it's just got a really good vibe to it. There's another one, Have You Ever Been Mellow? An amazing track again, absolutely belting. He also did a remix of Feel Me Tonight, which was like a big Northeast Makina tune, and he sort of bounced it up, and that sounded wicked. He's done a remix of Nelly, Hot in Here, and he's just making some absolute tunes, and he's definitely one to watch out for. He's creeping up there in the scene, and he's kind of really making waves and making moves, and he's an all-round top bloke as well. He's really nice person, and it's a pleasure to see him at events. We've got Drake Liddell, who is also absolutely smashing bounce at the moment. We've got the living legend. We've got Pulsar, who is I think he's like he's an 11, 12-year-old kid, and this kid has got some absolute amazing talent. So not only can this kid mix vinyl, but the kid can mix digital, and the kid is even making his own productions. He's making his own techno tunes. A lot of his sets that he plays a lot of techno, plays a lot of hard house, and he does sometimes dive into some harder stuff as well, like reverse bass. I think in a lot of sense, I think he plays like multi-genred stuff. Like I've seen him playing drum and bass, which is crazy. I've seen him playing house tunes as well. So I think he does a bit of all sorts. But I think like the hard house and the techno is kind of like where he's I think that the hard house and the techno is probably where he's like the most comfy, if that makes sense. So it's absolutely wicked I get to finally see him for the first time playing live, and not just not just on a reel or on a video that's been put online. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, and like I say, absolutely smashes it. But it'd be really nice to see him in person, and watch live and direct that skill that he's got behind the decks. So that's at the Fusion nightclub. It's at the new Fusion. So Fusion that was originally on Marketplace in Cleethorpes, that sadly shut down. And the guy who owned who was running the Fusion nightclub, he's found another premises in Grimsby, and he's reopened Fusion nightclub in Grimsby. So I don't know what the one in Grimsby's like. I've not been to that one yet. I've not even seen like pictures of the inside of it, but it was always all right in Cleethorpes. It wasn't the biggest club, and I'll be completely truthful, like it didn't get the busiest, but there was always some form of like unique good vibe in there, and everybody was always like happy and friendly, and I don't know, like I always enjoyed DJing in there. It was one of them, all right, you're never going to play in front of thousands in there, but there was just something about it. It just felt like it was just that real sort of it almost had like a welcoming vibe to it, even though it was only a small place. And I always liked going there. There was just something. It was always, like, even though like if I'd get booked somewhere and I knew it wasn't particularly going to be like some big sellout rave, there was just something that always still excited me about going, and I was still kind of like, you know what, I'm actually quite looking forward to going there on Friday. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this new premises looks like in Grimsby. And of course, if unless I get booked there before for anything, I won't probably see it until the 23rd of December, unless, like I say, for any reason I'm there before. But we'll just have to see. So that is obviously what is going down. So two bookings to finish off this year so far, and less, of course, any more coming. And if they do, I will obviously be letting you know, and I'll be updating you, and I'll be telling you of what they are. We've obviously got the bounce event that is taking place in just under 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks yesterday, and it's just a little local thing in Hull. So I'm just gonna cram a little bit of a list together, and again, I'm probably gonna start getting on that. Probably tonight. I might just have a little play around tonight. Just put some tunes and sort of see what am I gonna play here, and yeah, I've just started a collaboration with another person. We're going to be teaming up as a duo to make a tune, and well, we've actually already started making the track. So we're going to we're going to work over the internet. He's only in Doncaster, but I've just got so much on. But we're going to work sort of he's going to like send me the project over, and then I'm going to do a bit to it, and then I'll send it back to him, and then he'll do a little bit to it, and we'll see how we go. But it's something quite unique, and I don't think there's been a bounce version of it yet, and it's something a little bit different. And I like the vibe, like what he sent me. Just sent me something today and said, look, I've just made a little start on the tune. What do you think of it? And it's got some really good elements to it, and even like the bass in it alone is it's a really good bass. It's a really nice sounding bass, and it's already kind of got me a little bit excited. Like, I think this could actually sound all right. And I don't, like I said, I don't think it's been done. And there was another track that he'd already done, and it was kind of that kind of inspired me to want to do this remix, because it reminded me of it from that era of there was the tune we're doing. There was a remix that MC Inners MC'd over, and I used to quite like it at the time. And there was another tune that he also MC'd over, and the guy who I've teamed up with, he did a remix of one of the tunes that Inners had MC'd over, and it was called All In. And it had a real nice organ sound in it, and he kept the organ sound in his remix when he bounced it up. And I kind of thought, do you know what, this other one would be a really good tune to do. So I said this would be a good one to do. And then we spoke a bit, and then it was kind of like, well, should we collab on it? And then he's like, yeah, all right, let's do a collab. So he said he'd start it, and then he'd send it over and see what I think, and then he'd send the project over. So he's going to send me the project tomorrow, and then I can get cooking and adding some stuff from my end to it. I've got some ideas for it, but I'll know a bit more when I can dive into the project as well, and see how the guy works as well, and take it from there, and just see what happens really. But I'm looking forward to it as always, and yeah. So all my tracks at the moment that got sent to Excite, they've now been released. So you can go on to Excite, you can buy all of them, and that is Played Alive, High Hopes, and Hangover. High Hopes is at number 9 in the top 10, so it went all the way up to number 3, and then I think it went back to number 9 or number 8, and then it actually left the charts. It went off the charts, and then for whatever reason, it's come back onto the charts, and it's gone into number 9 again. So it's had a little bit of a good little sort of life on the top 10. So that seems to be the thing with my tunes. They don't necessarily get to number 1, but they seem to stay on the charts. They seem to always be like number 9, number 8, or they drop down to number 5, number 4, number 3. So although they don't make it to the number 1 spot, they pick a place in the charts, and they say we are here to stay, and they stay there for a while, and then they move, and it's only like up or down in the charts. So they seem to take ages, before they leave. So it obviously shows that there's people out there that are actually, that they're enjoying the tunes, they're liking the vibe of the tunes, and it's good to see. I'm really pleased that is, I'm pleased that is obviously what's happening on that score, and that makes me happy that kind of thing is happening. So um, so yeah, I'm really buzzed about that, and you can go and buy them now for 250. And my next release is Takes Me Higher on the 20th of December, so just before Christmas, and it's my remix of the Energy 52, and a vocal called Music Takes Me Higher. I did originally call it Energy 52 Takes Me Higher, but the original track was done by a group called Energy 52, and I took the melody from their track Cafe Del Mar. So obviously having Energy 52 in the title was just a little bit, that sort of thing. So they just decided, look, we can call it Takes Me Higher, and I thought, you know what, that that works. I mean, we could have called it Energy Takes Me Higher or Music Takes Me Higher, but I do like Takes Me Higher. So I said, yeah, let's go for it. And I like the vibe of it, so I'm looking forward to that one coming out. And then I also collabed with DJ Lashes, and that one should hopefully come out soon as well. And yeah, we'll see where that one goes as well. And then there's Too Close. I've been sitting on Too Close for a while, and we'll see what happens with that one as well. So I might send that one over. We'll see what happens, and we'll obviously just take it from there. So yeah, so 2 gigs, a track coming out. We're coming towards the end of 2023, which is crazy. I've been doing a lot of sort of like reminiscing over sort of like recent times, and just like, even I'm only like 25, nearly 26. I'm 26 in a couple of months, but what I was gonna say is like so much has changed, even like from since I was a kid. Like I look at things online now, and it's completely different to when I was going online, like sort of like 10, 12 years ago. So like when I was growing up, like it was all about listening to like MC Burberry parodies, and it was all about like Blackout Crew, and like funny videos of like trampoline fails, and like there was the video that the dog that talked, and if any of you are old enough to remember the Charlie Bit My Finger, where the kid's got his baby brother on his knee, and he bites his finger, and he's going, "Ouch, Charlie," and they blew up. And then you go on to like the internet, not like now in the present day, you watch like videos and you watch reels, and it's like men dressed up as women, and it's like things your mum would say to you, or it's like there's another one that I keep seeing a lot of, and it's a mum with a daughter called Chloe, but you can obviously tell that the Chloe's playing the mum as well, and they're just swapping between the cameras, and like the Chloe's like in a school uniform, and then like the mum's in like an older, just like normal casual clothes, and then they have a friend round, and it's the same person but just in a different outfit. and there's just like loads of really like just stupid wacky stuff in the reels that that you just think like it wasn't like when we used to watch funny videos like 10, 12 years ago. We have all this stupid stuff like that it's just absolutely like just crazily daft. Like some of it's quite funny, but like there's a lot of it that is just honestly it's just cringe. It's just cringe, like, and you think like who would watch that? But for some reason people do. It's crazy, just the way things have changed. I mean, physical CDs. That when I was younger, that there was a big thing. Physical CDs were a massive thing. And now it's obviously all just like Spotify. It's all on the cloud. The days of Bluetooth in music have that they've all vanished as well, and it's just crazy. And even stuff like the toys in a Happy Meal at McDonald's, they're not like they used to be. That they're absolutely shocking now. It's not the same. You used to actually get like a proper good toy back in the day, like a proper good plastic toy, and now they just don't feel like, or they don't seem like, from what I see, that they're that good. Like scan QR codes and go online and redeem your gift, and little storybooks. We used to get like little teddies and little plastic figures and like Angry Birds, and there was like set themes. Like for so long at McDonald's, the Happy Meal toy theme was like Shrek, and then it'd be SpongeBob, or then it'd be like something else. Like if there was a movie that was coming out in the cinemas, the Happy Meal would obviously, that the Happy Meal would be that. It'd be like for whatever movie was coming out, and there'd be like little toys and stuff. Like when it was Cars, when Cars first came out, and they was in the Happy Meal, and you got little cars. Nothing like that now. The TV's not like it used to be. The TV adverts, everything nowadays is just donate £2, or funeral directory, or this animal needs you, or this baby needs you. Whereas back in the day there was more. I used to remember things like cereal adverts, and they used to be funny and they used to be cartoony. And then there was like adverts for like shoes and stuff, and you just don't see them now. It's just like I say, it's life insurance, car insurance, funeral directors, give blood, give £2 to animals, give £5 to kids, in another country, and like we had them back then, but it's like now they've become more mainstream, and they've pushed away sort of like the more fun adverts, the more funny adverts, and they've kind of brought in this like, we want the adverts more to give people an important message. Whereas all the like fun adverts have just kind of seemed to have like disappeared, which is just crazy. And even some of the like brands that had adverts like 10 years ago, it's like their adverts have changed, and now they're not as fun as they used to be. Like Confused.com used to be cartoony. Direct Line used to have the little red phone and the mouse, and it doesn't have that anymore. The Churchills, you don't really see Churchill adverts much anymore. They were fun. Like I say, Frosty's cereal, and the tiger used to jump off the diving board into the swimming pool. There was the Coleman's instant beef gravy, and it was like a cow jumped out of a gravy boat, and it was singing "I like the way you move" instead of "I like the way you move," and it's just kind of like we don't get them anymore. And I think I think yeah, I think the term saying like back in my day, that doesn't necessarily mean like that you're old. There's a lot of people say like you're not old when I say that, but I think like back in my day can just mean like it means childhood. Like back when I was growing up, that was the fun things we had, and that was like back in my day. That that was my day. This day now, this is like the kids' day. You know, kids don't watch cartoons anymore. You know, it's YouTube Red, YouTube Kids, sorry, and you know, and it's like you know, and it's watch all these like on demand things, and then that's why like CITV and CBBS are all sort of like, you know, leaving TV, and you know, they're going to these on demand things. So it's really crazy. I've been doing a lot of reminiscing and listening back to like old, you know, like some of the old music, and you know, Galaxy FM. You know, that was a great radio station that sadly got taken over by Capital, and you know, the Galaxy dance anthems, you know, late nights, Andy Durant, playing absolute bangers, and now it's just like we have all these, you know, just like, I don't know, like just all this like, it's just more it's just more mainstream music nowadays. Um, yeah, just not as good, not as good. I'll be completely honest. But anyway, 2 gigs, a track coming out. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share. I'm gonna start putting this a little bit of this set together, and then I'm gonna hit the hay because it's the start of another week tomorrow. So yeah. Um, once there's a move update, I'll update you. There's a few things just going on at the moment, kind of like out of my hands at the moment, but I'm kind of like just waiting, and then when there's like something to tell, there's like something to tell, because at the moment I'm like saying one thing and then like another thing's happening instead. So it's just, you know, getting a bit annoying. So I'm just kind of right till I know something's definitely gonna happen and something has happened, I will literally update you. But there we go. So like, comment, share. See you soon.